This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. There is collective delusion on the part of Donald Trump supporters, and especially those who believe that the people who infiltrated, who attacked the United States Capitol on January 6th, that group of people who believe that they are heroes or at the very least political prisoners. Steve Bannon makes a habit of having these people on his show as a way to make them martyrs, as a way to sully the memories of America, or maybe in general, the American people, of what took place, that we forget. Over time, things get foggy. And so when you see a lady and they're talking about her 8 kids and how she's being mistreated and how she did nothing wrong and how this is unfair and she's a victim and she's a martyr, all of that sometimes is easy to swallow because you see it and you're like, yeah, well, that makes sense. 8 kids, well, she shouldn't go to prison. But I want to remind you who this person is. I'm going to play a clip of Rachel, what is her last name? Rachel Powell. I keep wanting to call her Rachel Bloom, but that's an actor. Rachel Powell. I want to remind you who she is and what she did on January 6th before I play the interview, the brief clip of an interview with her and Steve Bannon on his War Room show. Just as a reminder, as a refresher of what we're dealing with, who these people are, what they're capable of, and why it is they need prison time. First, here is Rachel Powell. You'll remember this clip of the woman outside on the ground screaming up at people with a bullhorn, giving them specific directions on the layout of the Capitol, where they're standing. If you go into the next room, there's a glass on the floor, and if you drop down, this is where you'll be. Giving them specific directions on where they're going to go next in their terror of the United States Capitol.
Hey guys, I've been in the other room. Listen to me. In the other room on the other side of this door, right here where these feet are standing, there is a glass that if it's broken, you can drop down into a room underneath it. There's also 2 doors in the other room. One at the rear and one to the right when you go in. So, people should probably coordinate together if you're going to take this building. We got another window to break, make it in and out easy. And this window here in the whole room needs to be broken.
She wasn't just a trespasser. She wasn't just someone there taking part in the festivities of the day. That was strategized. That was absolutely an active role in attempting to overthrow the United States government by way of stopping the certification of a free and fair, settled American election. And if that's not enough for you, this is more footage of her using a pole as a battering ram, using as ice pick as a tool to get inside the Capitol, to smash out the windows of the United States Capitol. But she's the victim here. Prosecutors are looking for several months, dozens of months in prison, and she is now taking to Steve Bannon's show with her representative, a woman who runs some scam-adjacent charity to support these people that just recently she took all of her family members off the board. They've raised almost $1 million. Here's the clip. After you've watched what you've watched, I've refreshed your memory of who this woman is, and now listen to the sob story about how she's the victim and she's going to be mistreated if she gets prison time for her crimes.
Cynthia Hughes. I don't know if there's anybody out there that's done more for the families and more for the men and women that have been rolled up in this J6 fiasco. Walk us through the latest.
Hey, Steve. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. I'm here. I'm still helping a lot of the families, a ton of the families. I'm here with Rachel Powell and her 3 sons, 3 of her 8 children. She's going to be sentenced tomorrow in front of Judge Lambert. The government is asking for 96 months for a mother of 8 who didn't even go in the building. And the boys here, they have a message for you. And you know, I'm just so happy that you're you're connecting with the family, and here they are.
Rachel, you didn't go in the building. How can the government argue for 96 months?
Well, that is incorrect. I did go in the building and the one through a window, but I didn't go deep into the building. I didn't go into the Senate floor. I didn't go into anybody's offices. And I don't understand why they're asking for as much as they are. It doesn't make any sense to me, because it was a mistake, and I'm sorry. And I wish I could pay for it or do something, do anything, but 8 years to destroy my family for, in my opinion, what should be a misdemeanor. It's just insane. There's an Amish man from Pennsylvania that murdered his wife, and he got 5 years, and they're asking for almost 8 years for me. It's devastating.
It's crazy, Steve. It's crazy. Rachel's the mother of 8 children, and her youngest is 7 years old, a little girl. And, imagine if the judge grants the request of this prosecution, what is going to happen to these kids?
That's a question that should have been asked by Rachel Powell herself before smashing through the window of the United States Capitol, gaining illegal access in an attempt to overthrow the United States government. If she was so worried about what's going to happen to my 8 children, maybe she should have thought about that before. Now, that may sound callous, and I can tell you, to be sure, I feel for those kids. It must be terrible and scary. But she committed a crime, and now she must answer for that crime. With her own mouth, she just said, I wish I could pay for it. Well, Rachel Powell, you're getting ready to pay for it. I don't know if you're going to get the full recommendation or what the government is asking for. Probably not. You probably won't get the full 96 months, but you absolutely do deserve. You've admitted you made a mistake and you're sorry. But also, did you catch didn't even go into the building? Steve Bannon said it. Cynthia Hughes said it. And then she had to correct him. Well, actually, no, I did go into the building. There's video. We've showed you video of her crawling through. But I didn't go deep in there. I didn't go to the Senate floor like that's the mark of illegality. These people need to pay for their attempted overthrow of the United States government, their part in attempting to end democracy in the United States of America. Should we feel bad for her children? Absolutely. They're victims. They're victims in this too. They are blameless. But she still needs to pay for her crimes. But the right will have you believe otherwise, that she is just this meek and mild mother of 8, did nothing wrong, and the government is just stepping on her neck. We have to stay sharp. We have to remember what was done. We have to remember all of this, because if we start to lose sight of what is at stake because of forgetting about what took place, it is bound to happen again. There are people who are poised to make it happen again. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. If you live in the Pittsburgh area, in her home area, I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. You can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support my work, I would encourage you to look into it. Click the join button below, see what's involved in becoming a channel member. For $2 a month, you can help support my work. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can buy some merch. Make sure you're subscribed. Share this video with a friend. Those are other ways to support. I would appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, all of them at Dollemore. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.